Hello everyone, Dana14 Prime here. Today I want to check out with you guys the Hasbro Takara Transformers Studio Series Grimlock from the Age of Extinction movie. Leader class figure here, and I gotta say must be the only Grimlock in my opinion that's really ever done justice to how he looked in the movie. Before we get into the figure here, we'll just take a look at the backdrop. All these Studio Series come with these kind of packed into the box. Here it looks like we've got one of those scenes towards the end of Age of Extinction when Grimlock was rolling into town with Optimus Prime and making the big comeback. So you get that little thing over there, Studio Series number 7, Transformers, and pretty cool graphic. So here's Grimlock. Let me give you a bit of an overview of the figure. I mean, the first time they're ever really getting the color close. Always using some odd browns in this toy in the past, but he's got the kind of worn metal look, almost got some green kind of tint into it, like that effect of very aged metal. So it looks very good. There's some areas unfinished, you know, on the knees here. The midsection's probably the worst of it, and then up through the chest. Kind of wish they would have done that. You get some on the arms here as well, which is less noticeable. But overall, 100 times better than anything we've ever seen. And in terms of the bop mode, I think it's fantastic. My only complaint would probably be the waist comes a bit narrow. I feel like if that was maybe 1/4 of an inch wider on each side, it would just kind of flow into the hip section a bit better. But again, very, very good. Nothing's ever perfect, but this is very, very good. And definitely the best we've seen. Cleans up pretty well overall. Back of the figure, a lot of nice paint. You do get the big kind of unfinished section here. But still a lot of good paint on the back and through the hips and the back of the legs. The dino heads off the shoulders look fantastic. Got this big kind of mace, I guess you'd call it. On his right hand there, in place of his right hand actually. But then if we just really jump in close, you can see all the great molded detail, really mechanical, alien looking, just really, really cool. Head sculpt looks fantastic, I think, just really gnarly in there. His horn here transforms, so it's kind of rubbery, so you're not going to worry about breaking that. Just check out that head sculpt, well painted as well. Eyes look really cool in there, red eyes in there. So that is very cool head sculpt. See the dino head shoulders, I mean, the gnarly teeth coming off of that, looks cool. It's kind of interesting how they did that. I mean, one of these will make the real head for the dino mode, and the other one's just kind of faux and folds away, so pretty cool. And then, yeah, just lots of gnarly, just detailing, and really, on the whole, again, well painted with that kind of worn effect with the green undertone to it. Kind of lifting them up here. His feet are unfinished, but they are nice and big and well balanced, so that is cool. But really a lot of good detail. Probably the most exciting figure for me from the line, because we just really haven't gotten a good Grimlock. So I was really looking forward to this guy, and he doesn't disappoint. Really happy with it. I'll just give you a bit of an overall kind of close up here, just so you can kind of see some of these details on the arm there. Very cool. Comes the bottom of the jaw, which is neat. There's that leg. The legs look really cool. Well painted all the way around on the bottom of the legs, so that looks great. It's got big legs, so I think that's important. It makes the figure look very good. Same with the back. Big prominent back and shoulders, and they really kind of filled in all the color there. So I'm pretty happy with that as well. And again, over here, the mace in place of the hand becomes the tail, and then the other leg. I mentioned Grimlock's a big leader class figure. He actually comes pretty scrunched up in the box, actually. Bent legs to make him fit. Here he is next to like a Rodimus, you can see. So, you know, even at the head, he's taller, and he's kind of a bit in the background even. Shoulders come up higher, and I mean, this Rodimus figures, I think, is a pretty big leader figure as well. So bigger than something like that. And then I think the other cool thing really for the studio line is just you start to see all the scale come together. You know, you get Starscream there, Voyager, get Optimus over here, Voyager as well, but smaller than Starscream. Gonna rearrange those guys a bit. Get Bumblebee here, what I could find of them, 75% of them at least, and that Stinger there, you know, basically the same size as Bumblebee. But you really see the scale variation. You know, it really pops in the Voyager class, and then Leader, if we had Blackout, he kind of then comes even in between Starscream and Grimlock. So I think what they're doing with scale with the line is probably as good as we've seen, certainly in recent history, in terms of really trying to hit some differentiation in the size and just form of the figures overall. So pretty cool. Just very quickly, overall articulation with Grimlock, I mean, it's okay. It's pretty good, as is most Transformers. You get a little bit set aside there with the head. It's a little bit blocked. You can look down, kind of like that. So I think that's really cool and important for a big figure like that. You know, the arms will spin around. You get a nice ratchet on there. You can move the head to kind of make that work. Get some movement in there. Bicep swivel. You know, the elbow will come all the way up around. The wrist kind of pivots there as well. He's got a hole there molded into his fist, but no accessories, no separate accessories with this guy. Waist swivel comes out pretty well. Legs kick up. This piece comes out. You know, so the leg will kick up like that. Bend like that without playing with anything transformation-wise. Got a cut up there on the thigh to swivel. And, you know, the foot's pretty well just ball pegged in there maybe. Not sure, but you get some rock, a lot of good back and forth. So I think the feet work pretty good as well. So pretty happy overall with the articulation. So for transforming Grimlock, really not that complex for big leader class figure and as many steps as they represent. It's of course spin the feet around, get the dino feet going forward. Let's kind of open up the hips here. These pop out like this, and we're going to want to get them going this way to turn into a dino. So give the waist a twist. On the back here, we can split this head, fold that down. The chest here opens up. Just kind of look for the seam in the plastic. Pull that down, rock all that back, tuck away the horn. So you can make the back of Grimlock. You can see here some pegs and some pegs there, kind of at a bit of an angle. And you want to get those in there to kind of lock in the hip placement. Got that, and then same thing on the other side. Kind of bring up the shoulders, shoulder pads just to kind of cover the thighs. Up here at the head, we want to turn this around here. Really want to bend this back and basically just like stuff his fist in his mouth. Sort of like the underside there of his mouth. Just stuff that up in there so it tucks away nice and neat. And then you can bring up the jaw portion by extending the top of the head. And then you can see hopefully where that connected right there. Underneath the jaw, get the little dino arms in position. These to the side. Let's just kind of get this situated. Just want to line up all this stuff in the back basically. Make a nice tail. And last thing here, just to get more of a dino leg different from the bot leg. Kind of breaks down in a way and you can kind of fold it up. And you can kind of break that off the top and fold it up. So there he all is. After just a bit of tidying up. It looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty damn good. And even when you take the Studio Optimus, you know, the scale's not perfect, right? But that kind of works. My son was fired up about that. It actually works pretty well, actually. Optimus can ride him. Just kind of take a spin of them. I mean, probably the one complaint is inside the mouth, it gets all hollow out the back. So it's not all of a filled in head. The lower jaw isn't finished. You know, the little dino arms aren't finished. But on the whole, it comes through pretty well. They even do some finishing there on the what would be the inside of that faux dino head. So that's cool. See how the arm becomes a tail. So yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, he's got that mace on the back of his tail. Maybe the tail could be a bit longer. You can always play with the legs and try to get the positioning exactly how you think he should look. But on the whole, pretty happy with that. So I've got to come in and take a good look at that dino head. It looks really good. Fits the size of the body well, too. The horns here, again, a little bit of pliability so they won't break. Probably a smart thing, but does just become all gray there. So it takes away a bit from the finish. Kind of same thing with the teeth. Kind of rubbery. But cool red eye in there. And again, just, I mean, the detail molded in there. Just very cool. I mean, not even close. Easily the best shot Hasbro's taking at giving us a good Grimlock. So pretty happy with this guy overall. Check him out top side. This is where that chest turned over. So you get some nice fill in there. Coming across the back all the way down the top. So he does look good. A little thing they do with the leg helps quite a bit, I think. Feet, plain gray. What are you going to do? But yeah, man. Pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. So there you have it, guys. Hasbro Takara Studio Series Grimlock from Age of Extinction. If you're interested in picking them up, check the links in the description below. And I've already seen some of these going on deal already. So check the links in the description below. Check out my Amazon page because they're very much available and deals are coming. All right, guys. Thanks for checking in. I'll see you next time.